Lovely people, would you rather spend on a gym membership or $1.50 on a food that helps you burn fat? How about $60 on a prebiotic supplement or $1.50 for a food that does the same thing? Let me introduce you to the powerhouse food you need to be eating a lot more of right now. The humble bean. Now, if you think you don't like beans, I've just dropped a super easy and insanely delicious recipe video that will change everything you know about beans. I call it my miracle meal, and in this video, I'm going to explain why. Nutrition scientists say there are two things we aren't getting enough of: fiber and plant protein. Beans have both in spades. 15 grams of protein and almost 15 grams of fiber in just 1 cup of cooked beans. That magic combo is more than any other vegetable we eat. Plus, beans contain a hit list of so many critical nutrients that are often difficult to find in plant foods: iron, calcium, magnesium, potassium, zinc, and folate. Simply put, beans are one of the most nutritionally complete foods on the planet. And if you stay to the end of this video, you'll discover why eating more of them will literally add more years to your life. Chances are you're among the 95% of Americans who don't get enough daily fiber. If you're American, that is. That's because the American diet is packed with ultra-processed foods and nowhere near enough whole foods like legumes, nuts, seeds, fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Fiber is the key to gut health, and that means most of us are literally depriving our gut bacteria of the energy they need to help us maintain healthy bodies. We also know that cutting back on animal protein is good for the planet, and beans are the perfect way to start. Oh, and I'm using beans to mean all members of the legume family, including chickpeas, lentils, and split peas. Now, let's talk about burning fat. Of course, I was half joking earlier about the gym membership. Healthy food doesn't replace exercise, but if you do want to lose weight, you need to start by changing your diet. And beans are the best place to begin. That's because they do the miraculous work of reducing excess adipose tissue. What is that? Adipose tissue is body fat. What you may not know is that this tissue works like an organ to help regulate your metabolism. So we all need a certain amount of adipose tissue, but when we have too much, it throws everything out of whack. That's when we put ourselves at risk for life-threatening chronic disease like obesity, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. So here's where beans come in. Studies have shown that eating beans reduces adipose tissue. They're not certain why yet, but they believe it has something to do with the type of fiber, called resistant starch, that feed our good gut bacteria. When we eat beans, this population of bacteria increases in our gut microbiome. And as that population increases, obesity, diabetes, and inflammation goes down. And there's even more good news in how that fiber keeps our bodies lean. The fiber in beans slows down the absorption of glucose into the bloodstream. So if you eat beans with rice, as is common throughout Latin American cuisines, or tofu with rice, like the Japanese do, or beans with pasta, like Italy's pasta fagioli, pasta fazool for all you Italian Americans, the fiber in the beans will prevent you from experiencing that sharp spike in blood sugar. That's right, you don't have to give up the carbs you love, you just have to add beans. This is a good time to mention the connection between beans and, if you have an 8-year-old like I do, I totally understand if you want to play that back again. Go ahead, I'll wait. Bean-induced flatulence is entirely due to the wonderful work of our gut bacteria. These bacteria extract energy from the fiber through fermentation. Fermentation produces gas, which builds up in our digestive tract and, well, has to go somewhere. So, here are a few quick practical tips if you're among the heavy honkers out there. 1. There are pills designed to reduce that gas. Beano, for example, works by giving your body an enzyme that breaks down the fiber before it even reaches the bacteria. I'm not saying to take a pill or not to take it. Just know that you may not reap the benefits of feeding your gut bacteria. 2. Experts say introducing beans gradually into your diet, increasing the amount over time, can help. Anecdotally, I've seen this in action. No names, but my husband has no problem with beans these days. That wasn't always the case. 3. Soaking your beans before cooking and discarding that liquid can help reduce gassiness. And 4, lentils are a legume with less of that particular class of fiber, so they may be gentler on people who tend to let them rip. And now, the best part, the relationship between beans and longevity. It's real, and it's based on a study that tracked 800 seniors around the world over the course of 7 years. Scientists found that just 2 tablespoons of legumes consumed daily reduced their risk of death by 8%. That's a smear of hummus, a few cubes of tofu, half a bowl of lentil soup. And here's the kicker. They found no other food could do that. Only legumes could literally add years to your life. So how can you incorporate more beans into your daily life? Well, that's where the Mediterranean diet comes in. The only diet that experts agree can promote a long, healthy life. And here's your guide to doing it the right way.